About 10 years ago, I had the faintest brush, right? I just had a delicate whisper with testicular cancer. Relax. I'm fine, right? I didn't have any chemo or radiation. Just me and Lance Armstrong are now riding the same unicycle forever. 24 hours after my second opinion, I was in the hospital getting the offending testicle removed. It was a rapid turnaround. And sometimes when I tell people about this, I'm going to say 1 out of every 8 to 12 people goes, "Oh my God, really? Really? You had cancer at such a young age? What could possibly have given you cancer at such a young age?" No, I'm asking you, what do you think did it? Like, what could have done that? Yeah, you're right, one lady, to laugh. It's usually such a stupid and ignorant question because it puts the onus on me. Like if only I drank the right smoothies, I'd be fine, But in my case, I do happen to know almost exactly how I got cancer. Do you guys remember those Halloween costumes in the 80s and 90s? Right? You get this plastic jumpsuit at Kmart, and it had a picture of the thing you were supposed to be for Halloween on your chest and stomach. It was very fresh plastic, and you'd put that on your body. And then the mask was the face of the thing that was on your chest, and you would strap that to your face, and then just run around the neighborhood all night, every year for your own, all night, every year for your whole childhood. Breathing in all that brand new plastic, right? I ate one of those one time. The whole thing. I'm pretty confident that's what gave me cancer. Yeah. Anyway, 24 hours after my second opinion, I'm going into the OR for some very sudden, very extreme surgery. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to Clint Eastwood this thing, right? I might be getting operated on, but I'm going to show them who's really in charge here. So I just walked in under my own power, just strutting, meeting the doctors. Hey, pleasure to meet you. Look forward to working with you. If you need an extra coffee, go ahead and get it. I'm going to need your full attention. This is going to go great. And then a nurse says, "Okay, great. Nice to meet you. Why don't you lie right here? Just lie down right here." And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do that." And then I lay down, but it was right next to this table covered in very sharp knives that were going to be used on my body the second I shut my eyes. And all that cool just evaporated. And I have to go to the bathroom a lot. I'm a very nervous peer. And very suddenly I was just like, I got to go to the bathroom. And they're all hooking up tubes and wires to me, and the nurse was just like, "Sorry, you can't do that. You're going to need to lay here." And I was like, "I don't think you understand. I am going to the bathroom." And the nurse said, "No, you are staying right here." She could have just said they were going to put in a catheter, but she didn't, and I started freaking out. And I was like, "Listen, I'm about to spend $20,000 to lose a testicle. Bathroom trip comes with." They fold that right in. If you fly to LA, it's $400, and they're real casual if you get up during fasten seatbelts. So I'll be doing this. And the nurse said, "No, you won't." And then I started just hulking out, just ripping out tubes and wires. I was just like, "I'm going to the bathroom." And then I think it was I hope it was the anesthesiologist, snuck up behind me and just went, boop, like that. Because everything just went black. And I woke up several hours later in a different part of the building, in a wheelchair, missing a testicle. That is how you lose a fight, right? I lost that fight by unanimous decision. Right? No appealing to judges there. And I don't know. I thought I was fine. I thought my body healed up pretty quick. I went back to work. I was very ineffective at work, but I just could not wait for things to be normal. So I'm like, please, let me put this suit back on, sit behind this desk, and then just eat all the free food in the break room. I can't wait it. What is it about people with high-paying jobs who here, there's some cold sushi that's 6 hours old, and they're like, give it. I gotta have it. That was me, right? Business as usual. But I thought things were okay, and they really weren't. Things were not okay at all. I was spending an inordinate amount of time at home, laying in bed with my laptop balanced on my stomach, just watching Cheers reruns on it, and crying at the theme song. I mean, it's a sad song on a good day, but just something about it, you know? Y'all know the Cheers theme song, correct? Well, I'd just be sitting there and it goes, making your way in the world today takes everything you got. I was like, you know, it really does. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Wouldn't you like to get away? I just want to get away. Sometimes you want to go. And I was like, oh my God, here it comes. Where everybody knows your name. And I was like, why can't I control my feelings? 4 times a night, 5 nights a week for a month. And finally, my girlfriend was like, you know, there's something wrong with you. I think I know what's wrong with you, and you really need to go to the doctor. And I was like, oh, you know what's wrong with me. I don't disagree that there's something wrong with me, but I do resent your pointing it out. How could you possibly empathize with what I'm going through? You don't even have the equipment to empathize with what I'm going through right now. I was just like, listen. I have cried at a television theme song every month since I was 12 years old. Your hormones are messed up. Go to a doctor. And I did. I went to the doctor, and it turns out, yeah, not only did I have, like, low testosterone, I had, like, eat, pray, love testosterone. Tremendously unhealthy, but apparently quite relatable. Right? It's such a toxic book. Anyway. Well, I mean, it makes perfect sense that I'm crying at Cheers, you know? Like, the surgery happens 24 hours after I learned what was going on. I didn't have any time to process the feelings. And now that I'm processing the feelings, I no longer have the hormones necessary to cram them down into a tiny box like I'm supposed to. So they're just flying out, you know? So the doctor sticks a needle right into my butt, and once again, boo! Artificial testosterone right into the body. And I'm not even compressing the timeline for this story. Literally 6 hours later, I am drinking a martini with one hand and getting a personal high score at Big Buck Hunter with the other one. Just like, this is great! I'm back! I'm back, this stuff's awesome. Which it is, kinda, you know, but there are wrinkles. So it turns out, like, if you haven't had testosterone for a long time and then you just get it, it's like going through puberty again, but like with a 35-year-old sense of restraint and consequences. So, like, I would be getting on the subway to come home from work, and I would just get on the train, and it would go boom, and the doors would shut, and I would just be like, oh God. I want to bang the L train. Like, yeah, everybody on it, but also the literal metal form of transportation that just, like, goes, the way it goes into that tunnel, I just want to dominate this machine right now. Show it who's boss. And then I was like, wait, hang on. Hold on a second. You're in a committed relationship. If you cheat on your girlfriend with an actual subway, you're going to feel terrible about yourself the second it's over. And then also, what's going to happen? What's going to happen after that, right? You're going to be at work, you're going to be coming home, then the train's going to go express, it's going to blow right through the station, not even say hi, you're going to get your feelings hurt. You're not set up for this kind of thing, all right? And then, okay, so, like, also cops and bodybuilders and, like, firemen and just other genres of insecure men have abused testosterone to the point to where it's a controlled substance. It's very difficult for a person that needs it to get it. So now, like, whenever I go to get it, I have a prescription. I go to the pharmacy, and I'm just like, here it is, please. I need these medicines to live. And the pharmacist just runs it, and he's like, no, sorry, that's a controlled substance. You can't have it. And now your insurance has been canceled. You're going to need to go home and cry at Cheers for a second. And you're going to want to do that real fast, because now the cops are coming for some reason, so run. And this happens every month. I have no idea what's going on month to month because the laws change or the insurance changes or like whatever. So I have this huge chip on my shoulder about it. And now whenever I go into the pharmacy to refill it, I'm just going in there and I'm like, God, let this go right. Please once let this go right. I need this to go right now. So let me just come in and out like for 5 minutes, just like everybody else. And the pharmacist's like, nope, sorry, you can't have it. Go home. And I'm like, God damn it, shit. I knock something over. And then they look at me, right, like a huge dude, 6'2", 250, as previously established. And they're like, oh, he's raging out in here. Sure you need that testosterone. I think you've got enough, buddy. Just give it a second, you know? And so, like, this is just my regular life, right? And then about a year later, I'm in the... What is it? Yeah, about a year later, I'm at Sloan Kettering. I'm about to get a CT scan. So I got to drink this liquid that they say is Sunny Delight with a contrast dye, but it's robot piss, right? Sweetened with antifreeze. I'm sitting there drinking this awful beverage and just waiting for, I guess, my tissues to soak it up. And then I see this couple come in. And the woman comes in, and she is just stunning. She's just regal and elegant, and I have never seen anybody that looks quite like her. Her eyes are just like ice blue. She just has this posture like she has never heard the word no. And comes in, and her bone structure is flawless. And I know this because I can see all of her bones, right? She is ravaged with cancer. And so she comes in. The fact that you're laughing at that joke says more about you, you know? Sick fucks. But yeah, she comes in, and then this guy walks in behind her, and just like his bearing and his posture and the way he enters the room, you know, he's got, I don't know, his temples are just perfectly silver, like a monster. You know, he looks personally responsible for an entire financial crisis. You know, and he's got that weird off-season tan that only incredibly wealthy white people can get. Where, like, you know how on white people the rectum is darker than the rest of the body? From like several decades of shit just cruising past it. This anus-colored man walks into the room like he owns the place and just looks around. He sits down next to the woman, and then he just falls asleep on her shoulder immediately. Just like, and she goes, get up, come on, get up. She's like, are you sleeping right now at a time like this? And he's just like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just really tired. I had to do some things after work last night, and now I'm here. You know, that's what's important. She goes, oh, really? Do some things after work? I think we know what that really means. Who knows how many drugs you've been out doing and with how many different women? I don't even want to hear it. And then he says, listen, I think we have an understanding, right? And that understanding is what I do after work at nighttime, that's my time, and you are not to ask questions about it. We agreed to that. But now I'm here in the daytime supporting you. You know, and then she goes, oh, well, another thing about that understanding, right? I believe a part of that understanding is when I need to think for myself, you know that I need to be by myself, and where I go to be by myself is to the villa in Switzerland. I need to be alone until I'm back. Well, who shows up 24 hours later, right after I land? Right? Who shows up? You and your buddies, and then we're just doing blow and skiing again, like always. Yeah, I was just like, what kind of James Bond life do y'all live? Like, I'm cool with a couple used Batman comics. You guys have a very high bar for entertainment. And he goes, well, that's just what I chose to do. And I make my own choices. And you said you'd accept them. And now I don't think I should have to put up with this anymore. And she goes, well, you don't, because we're done. Get out of my life. goodbye, and stands up. She's dying and dumps a guy in a cancer ward and then stomps out, slams the door, right, and just leaves him to be like looking around. And I felt electric, like I feel amazing, right? I mean, because for one thing, these people have money poisoning, money poisoning, it doesn't happen to everybody with a lot of money, but it happens to a certain type of person with a lot of money where they get too into it and then they just can't get excited anymore unless they rub cocaine and smoke salmon and helicopter rides all over their body just to feel some excitement. And, and then I started to feel bad for the guy because he's doing all the dude stuff he's been told he's supposed to do. Guys are told from a very young age, right, that all that matters, your entire value is in your power, right? The money you're supposed to score, the women that come with it. That's really all the measuring sticks. And the more you do that, the better opportunities you get to generate more of the former, just over and over and over again. And this guy's been doing all of it for a really long time, and he's real good at it. And his biggest fear is that somebody's going to come and take it all away from him. And then I'm just looking at him, and I was like, is this the life? Is this what everybody, dudes are supposed to be? I don't think this is what dudes are supposed to be doing, right? Because he's doing, like I said, he's doing all of it, and he looks pretty miserable. If you have multiple homes and multiple girlfriends and a ton of money, is it possible to be a decent person? Can you be rich and ethically non-monogamous? I don't think so, right? Because all you're doing is talking about your feelings to somebody or talking to your accountant, 100% of the time. Sometimes I just want to sit around in my underwear and watch Star Wars, I need to scale it back. So, I'm sitting there looking at him, thinking about myself, and I'm you need a certain amount of testosterone, to function. But beyond that maintenance amount, it just becomes a prison. And you just got to keep doing it until, I guess, you drop dead. And I had to lose one testicle to learn that. And this poor guy's going to need to lose at least 6. Thank you.